where families are actually moving in 2026 and why the pattern is changing. Hi everybody, it's your favorite South Florida real estate agent again. Here I am, back again. My voice is almost there, so stick with me. This is an important video, message, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Stay with me. Crank the volumes up. I love you all, remember that. You see, when people will talk about migration in 2026, they talk in headlines. Everyone's moving to Texas, Florida. It's booming. People are fleeing blue states. That's kind of a shallow analysis, to be honest. Families are not moving because of slogans. They're moving because their financial equation changed. And when that equation changes, long enough, geography becomes negotiable. What's happening right now is not chaos. It's compression. We've talked about that. It's couples, like I said before, at the kitchen tables, maybe at 10:47 p.m. at night, running their numbers. It's insurance renewals, folded next to the mortgage statement. It's quiet conversations about whether this still makes sense. Migration in 2026 is not emotional panic all the time. It is structured adaptation. And today we're going to dissect the pressure layers, the risk repricing, the corridor shifts, the wealth bifurcation, and what the next 24 months actually look like. Because behind every migration static, I call it static, but it's actually a statistic, there's a family trying to, breathe, right? Yeah. So, here we go. Families don't usually relocate because of one factor. They usually relocate because stress stacks up. Not 3 out of 10 discomfort. It's more like 8 or 9 out of 10. They layer. There's like one left. Mortgage reality. A 3% mortgage created this artificial calm. At 7, that calm disappears. But the deeper truth, the lock-in effect, froze geography. Millions locked in, cheap. Right? We talked about that. People didn't move because they didn't want to give up 3%. Now something is happening. Life is maybe sometimes overriding the math. Divorce, job, relocation, aging parents, insurance repricing, childcare inflation. The lock-in effect isn't breaking because rates dropped. It's breaking because pressure accumulated long enough. That distinction matters. Here's the layer 2 I see. Insurance repricing. Insurance is geography's risk meter. When premiums double in coastal Florida, when hail claims reprice prices in parts of Texas, when wildfire exposes Titans underwriting in California, families, what do? They reassess. They don't always leave the state, necessarily. They try to leave the risk zone, though. This is called hyperlocal migration. Not mass abandonment. No. Here's where I see layer 3. Property tax exposure. Income tax feels abstract. Property tax feels permanent. $10,000 annually tied to your house. I think that feels heavier than payroll withholding. Reoccurring costs, relief, restore psychology, stability. Families don't brag about property tax savings. We talked about that before. But they feel them every month. Here's the layer 4. How about school district economics? Families will compare houses, sizes, before compressing school quality. Instead of 4-bedroom in the top district, they choose 3-bedroom in same district instead of topped district in ultra expensive metro. They choose top district in secondary metro. That's why we're seeing growth in where? Columbus suburbs, Indianapolis corridors, Knoxville, Greenville, Outer Charlotte. It's educational arbitrage. Not politics, nah. So here's the layer 5. Dual income fatigue. You've got 2 incomes. Usually that means supposedly prosperity. Now in some metros, it means survival. Childcare, $1,800 to $2,500 plus. Groceries, way up. Auto insurance, up. Healthcare, up. A household earning $180,000 can be totally squeezed. That's not irresponsibility. No. That's cost stacking. When exhaustion compounds, well, relocation becomes what? A reset? Yeah. I get it. So, let's go on from there. Remember, I'm your favorite South Florida real estate agent. That's why I'm going to talk about Florida today. Florida is not 2021. It's a bifurcated area. There are 2 Floridas operating at the same time, honestly, if not more, to be honest. So here's the tier 1. Wealth corridors. South Florida, coastal. Palm Beach, to be specific. Luxury pockets of Tampa and Naples. Well, these markets are not driven by affordability. They're driven by capital migration. Tax residency, asset preservation lifestyle. So median prices here can exceed or start at 700,000. Let's be honest, 1 million plus. These buyers are often cash. Insurance volatility usually does affect them differently. You see, because they can absorb premium shifts. They may self-insure. Florida is not cheap anymore. That's strategic. Okay. So here's the tier 2. Here's the middle income suburban corridors. Tampa, outer rings, Orlando, suburbs, or inland South Florida neighborhoods. Jacksonville, family zones. Here is where pressure is visible. Insurance, doubling. Roofs, triggering underwriting issues. Car insurance, among the highest in the country. Condo reserve requirements increasing. That's monthly costs. Special assessments. Yeah. So structural integrity inspections. So for families earning 150K to 200K, Florida is no longer the automatically advantaged place to go. Sorry. The math now requires precision. Florida didn't get cheap. It got selective. There's also an inland shift happening right now. Families moving from the coastal high-risk flood zones, maybe, to further west suburban condos. Still Florida, though. Low-risk exposure. Slightly lower price per square footage. Now, out-of-state migration has normalized. In-state migration has increased. Luxury remains strong, to be honest. Mid-tier condos face pressure. Inland suburban homes remain stable. Florida is no longer a momentum trade. It's a strategic decision. So let's go to Tennessee, because there's a lot going there. Tennessee attracts 3 types of movers usually. Tax conscious households, right? Remote professionals. Families exiting high property tax states. But Tennessee is not one market. Nashville Metro, high 400s to 500s median. Strong schools. Rapid appreciation. Entry barrier is definitely rising. Knoxville, you got the university anchor. Healthcare depth. Lower median pricing. Appeals to families seeking stability over velocity. How about Chattanooga? Outdoor lifestyle. Tech pockets. School district variability matters heavily. Eastern Tennessee rural corridors. Affordable. Lower density. Healthcare, thinner. Resale liquidity, slower. Kind of works best for portable income households. So if we're locating to form a similar, like rural Washington area, let's say, you must compare ecosystems. Healthcare, network, school performance, if that matters, economic base, sustainability, insurance trends. Lower price does not automatically equal better life. Ecosystem replacement must be equal. So, let's go on. If you are thinking migration is no longer state to state, it's corridor to corridor, if that makes sense. Coastal to inland. Urban core to outer ring. High tax district to moderate tax district. High risk insurance zone to stable underwriting zone. If you analyze entire states, you miss the pattern. Families are moving between cost structures, basically, not political maps. Yeah. Let's go to the 8 to 9%, the old theory. Families relocate when discomfort hits. 8 to 9 out of 10. Mortgage tight. Insurance unpredictable. Commute exhausting. Savings shrinking. Childcare expensive. When 3 layers stack in this simulation simultaneously, migration becomes rational, not emotional. That's why moves cluster regionally. It's layered stress. It's not usually one catalyst. So, the next 24 months, if rates ease slightly, listings increase modestly, not flood, if insurance volatility persists, coastal outflow continues, inland stabilization strengthens, if corporate return to office expands, secondary metros near hubs, they'll benefit. If healthcare infrastructure expands in the Southeast, Carolinas, and Tennessee, strengthens. Migration will not explode. It will refine. Selective. Structured. Targeted. So, in closing, I don't feel that families are fleeing at this point. They are recalibrating. They are protecting margin, preserving school access, reducing reoccurring volatility, trading unpredictability for maybe structure. The loudest moves are rarely the smartest. The most structurally aligned ones are, however, And in 2026, structure wins. I'll see you tomorrow.